Creating magic through resin pouring colorful pieces of art.
Good morning, everyone. Well, good morning from Illinois, United States. Welcome to my first video. This has been a real challenge, way out of my comfort zone. Setting up the camera, making sure your phone is on, no distractions and it doesn't time out on you, and that you actually remember to turn it on when you're videoing. So I was asked to video my 3D bloom with the bubble effect. So I thought I would give this a shot. This has been quite interesting to me, but I'm always up for learning something new and kind of having a lot of fun with it. It may open up some more doors for me. I don't know. So right now I'm just waiting for my resin to warm up. I'll show you what I'm currently using. I'm currently using J. Diction High Gloss 1:1. I'm going to be using Let's Resin inks, alcohol inks, one in raspberry and the other is dark orchid. This is Julie Cut's small blossom mold, and I am also using Julie's bloom paste, which I don't have in a bottle that you can see because my bottle was leaking, so I had to put it in a new bottle. I typically use 2 drops per ounce. I like a little bit of a lighter flower than the 3 drops per ounce. So as soon as my resin is up to temperature, we will be back. Okay, we are back. My resin is at about, it was 88 or 89 to 90 degrees. And that's when I decant my resin. That's just what works best for me. I'm going to put an ounce in my cup for my white. I've already dropped the white in the cup. So I'm going to put an ounce in here. And then the rest is going to go in the mold. Now that was 4 ounces, so I used an ounce for the white and 3 ounces go in the mold. You don't want the mold to be too deep for 3D blooms. If you make it too deep, then it just sinks to the bottom. And I like to get all the resin out. And then I kind of just help it to the corners. And then you want to just get out all your bubbles. The bubbles in this mold seem to go in the tips. So just go through and run your little utensil. Get rid of all the bubbles. Seems like it's a little, could have used a little more resin. Okay, then I'm gonna drop the color so that the color has time to move. And I'm doing fireworks in the middle, so I'm just coloring the middle because I want the rest to be white with the petals so that the bubble effect shines through. We'll let that sit for a few minutes while I mix up my white. I've already dropped the white, so we will just mix this up. Your white you want to be the consistency of skim milk. And there are many different whites you can use. I like the bloom paste for my 3D blooms. You can see how translucent that is. You can still see your stick. Okay, I'm gonna put that in my piping bag. Not sure what happened here. We're just gonna fill that in. Probably doesn't even matter though. Hard to remember to do everything on camera too. This has been a struggle of mine because I don't like to work over my piece, my mold, because I do have 2 dogs and dog hair is a problem in my molds. Okay, so that seems to have stopped moving. I'm gonna start with some fireworks. I'm gonna take off a small tip. Let's see, about that much. And we'll just start. I might, you know what, I might, now that the alcohol, make sure you don't torch when your alcohol is freshly put on there. It'll start on fire. But I do see some bubbles here. So I'm going to get rid of that. Okay. And then I'm just going to drop. I'm going to start dropping. I have a tendency to put too many drops in for my fireworks, so I'm going to try to not overdo it in this one. I like when they're spread out a little bit. I have a tendency to put them too close together, and it just looks better when they're spread out. Okay, and then for the petals, you have to make sure that you leave room for the UV resin that you're going to use on the underside. So I will show you what I do. So I'm going to follow the mold here and then put another line inside. So we're just going to go like this. I don't want mine to be too thick because I really need to keep that middle open. So I'm going to, but I do like the double look effect of the petal. And I'm sorry, I can't talk and do two things at one time. The YouTubers that do this, that put out 2-3 videos a week, kudos to you, because this is really difficult for me. Maybe it'll be different once I get used to it, I guess. Like anything. Okay. So I'm just going to go back and hit the blobs so that it doesn't blob on the other side. There's not too many of them. Really, that's it. I'm going to put a dot in each one. Kind of like that look. Thicken up any lines you think maybe too thin. And then it's already blooming, so that's good. Okay, then I'm just going to torch it a little bit, get rid of some of the bubbles that are here. Oops. Okay, I think that's it. I will see you when it's, oh, wait, one more thing. See, I almost forgot. I do want to pull through the petals here just to make a little. Just so it looks nicer. Okay, I think that will do it. Okay, I will see you on the next step. Hello everyone, I'm back. It's a little bit later in the evening here in the Chicago area. I'm actually northern Illinois, very northern at the border of Illinois and Wisconsin. So we had a really nice day today. It was pretty gorgeous out. So we're here to do the next step. And the next step is doing the UV resin with the bubble technique. And I'll go through all that. I am using Let's Resin UV. I'm using this tool to spread the bubbles. And I have my little bubble container here. Well, I don't want to turn it because it leaks, but it's just water with some dish soap in it, and I shake it up and it creates the bubbles. So what I'm going to do is put the UV resin in the negative spaces in the petals. I'm only going to do 2 at a time because it spreads, and the bubbles also spread, and I don't want that area to be so big. So here we go. So we'll do these 2. So I'm going to do this one. So I just do that and fill it in. Make sure you get that whole negative space. And I'm sorry that you can't see it. I can barely see it, and it's right in front of me because it's white on white as far as the space goes. So there's that. I'm going to shake my bubbles. And here's what the bubbles look like. And I'm just going to scoop the bubbles, put them on top of the UV resin, like that. Get it all over. And then I'm going to cure it. I usually do each spot for 120 seconds, and then I go back over them one more time after that. Because you really can't cure from the underside on this. It's thin enough that it usually cures. So we will just go through and do all the petals, and I'll be back with you when that's done. Well, I'll do another one so that you can see. We'll just have to wait for the 120 seconds. So this has been fun doing my first video. Will I continue to do them? I'm not sure. Maybe. It wasn't too hard. It's a lot to get used to, you know, as far as turning your phone the way you need it, you know, without disruption on the phone, and going into silent mode, and then actually remembering to turn it on when you're videoing. That was another thing. So all in all, it's gone well. I think that I would probably do another video if I have, you know, something that everybody wants to see, like they wanted to see this one. So yeah. I will turn this off and turn it back on when we go to do the next set. Bye for now. Okay, we're back to do the next one. So as you can see how this is the UV resin with the bubbles in it. And when I get all done curing all of them, then we'll put some mica powder in there. I like to use chameleon mica powder, and then put a darker background on most of mine. But, you know, play around with the colors. You can do whatever you want. So here we go. We're going to do the next one. Just putting down the UV resin. Maybe I'll do 3 this time. And then my bubbles, I re-shook them. Put your bubbles all, make sure all your UV resin is covered up, otherwise you'll have spots that don't have bubbles, but just, it'll be just a flat area. Okay, so here goes the next set. And I will be back when I have them all done. Okay, we are back. All the UV resin is in there with bubbles. Hard to see. So what I'm going to do, I decided to mix some interference gold in with the mica that I was going to use from Rolio. In their kit that they sent me, they are missing the one that I wanted, which is a gold with a purpley shine to it. So I'm using this one with some gold interference, and we'll see how that works. So what I'm going to do now is just go and I'm going to brush the UV resin. Just make sure that you get all the bubbles so that they pop after you put your final coat on. I also mixed up for the background a really dark purple. I mixed with some black pigment drops from Eder Art. Whenever you're using chameleon powders, they show up best on a dark background, but I didn't want to do black. So I did a dark, deep royal purple. We'll see how that works out. I may have been better off using like a gold mica powder, like a gold-based chameleon mica powder, but I only had gold with greens and I didn't want green in this, so I'm definitely a purpley blue, purples and blues. I do like some greens, like teal, but you'll see most of my stuff is going to be purple, blue, that sort of color. I'm not worrying too much that the mica is getting, I mean, I'm not being careless, but I'm not worrying too much if it spills over onto the other part. The first time I did this, I went back and cleaned it all up, and that was a pain. So I'm not, the second one, I didn't worry about it as much. I just brushed it on, blew it off, and I was done with it. Whatever was left was left. And you really couldn't tell, so I'm not going to worry about it again. So the background is from Eye Candy. It's Rainbow Violet, again mixed with some black pigment drops. I don't know. This has kind of got a purple hue to it, so I hope it even shows up. That's one of my problems, is learning what colors make a good background. I'm sure you've all been there. Sometimes I utilize AI to find out like what color would look best. I have even gone into my photo app, or actually Bing AI Creator, put in the color of my flower and asked them for a background. Sometimes it gives you an idea, sometimes it doesn't. Make sure after you get done using your UV light on the bubbles that it is dry before you add your mica. Otherwise you're going to have a sticky, clumpy mess. Okay, so I'm just going to blow it. I'm sure that that's a no-no because it gets spewed all over the room. But that's my best option here. And I am going to just clean it up a little bit here. There seemed to be a lot here. Not going to worry too much about it. If you see a little purple through the, the white petals, it'll probably look okay. Okay. So that's that. Then the very last step, oh, here's eye candy rainbow violet. Some Eder Art black pigment drops to darken it up. And here it is. I've already mixed it. Just going to give it a quick mix again. Boy, I almost feel like I need to darken it still. You know what? I'm going to put a little bit more black in there. Except this time I'm going to use the Let's Resin black. I wanted to try avoiding mixing on camera because it takes so much time. But this couldn't be avoided to show you the last step. Okay, we're gonna go with this. We'll see how it works out. Ooh, is that pretty? Oh, such a pretty purple. So this was 4 ounces because I knew that's about what I had left in this mold. Okay, just move it over everything. And that's that. That's all there is to it. It's not anything too terribly difficult. It's just a matter of knowing how to do it. But fairly easy. So I'm just going to sit here for a few minutes and pop bubbles in a second or two when they start coming up. And I will see you tomorrow for the unveiling. Bye for now. Good morning, everyone. So it's the next day. I'm a little sad that all these bubbles popped up after I left it. I got into doing something else, didn't come back and check it, but that's okay. It's the back. It's not a big deal. So today's the big reveal. See how it came out. Hopefully the colors chosen are okay. Okay, here we go. Oh, that came out so good. Oh, yes. Okay. I do like the color of the mica I picked. I'm glad I put a little bit of gold in there. I probably could have used more gold to make it stand out a little bit more, but I like it. It's very beautiful. Wait, can you see it close up? Oh, I'm so happy this turned out for my first video. So that's the end of my first video. I will try to get this published to a YouTube channel today, and hopefully that'll go okay, because making the video has been quite difficult. Thank you everybody for watching and asking for this request and pushing me out of my comfort zone. That was very much a learning process for sure. Bye for now.